Raw Verbal Talk, episode 126. Selfless or I can't even say it right. Fuck it. Selfless or selfish. So yeah, I guess if you read the description, I'm basically about to explain the two and explain or give you the decision on which one you would decide to be. Um, which technically I think everybody in life is of both categories. I mean, you have people that are really selfish, yes, but I don't think that they don't have like any you know like any selflessness in them, because that would be that's just untrue. Because even people that do for themselves technically kind of do for others too. Um, but yeah, so I guess like a brief explanation on what they are, if you don't know, which I hope you do, but if you don't know, um, oops, selflessness is basically like, you know, giving and, um, you know, putting yourself last in comparison to others. Let me turn this way and have the sun facing me. Ooh, yeah. And it's a pretty day today. It's really nice. Anyways, just, putting yourself before, fuck out of here. Okay. Putting yourself before others, and, put, or putting, not putting yourself before others, but putting yourself, or putting others before yourself, and basically like selfless, like, you are more concerned about others than you are about yourself. And obviously selfishness is the total opposite, but I feel like as if that's unfair because it's like it's giving more of um a negative like a light, I guess if I can say it that way, negative light or whatever towards selfishness. And basically like, okay, so selfishness is like thinking or putting yourself, first. And um either or, both of them have their pros and both of them have their cons. So I'm just gonna start with selfish because people tend to say I'm selfish, which once again, don't understand how you can consider me selfish. Don't understand. Is it because I tend to want things the way I want them? Not, I want the whole world to change. Yes. In a sense where everybody gets what they want. Um, that makes me selfish somehow, I guess. But whatever. Anyways, so yeah, so fuck, I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, listen. Okay. So selfishness, in a sense, like I said, I don't know how come people put such a negative light on it and make it seem as if as if it's a bad thing. Like, I think you're supposed to care, like, occasionally be selfish. Like, people want it, people that say you're selfish, I feel like as if they just want you to, you know, give into their needs. And it's like, why? Why? That so you don't want me to be selfish, but you're being selfish. Anyway, so the pros and cons. So we'll go over that. That's why I was going over. So the pros of being selfish. We'll start with that. So the pros of being selfish is that you are happier. You're happier. You literally feel, you know, happiness, or, more self. You are taking care of yourself. So it's you're going to pretty much like start to become more and more like, more happier and more self-aware. Well, not self. Well, you may or not become self-aware, but you're gonna be more focused on yourself, and you're gonna start to love yourself, and that's the pros. Now, the cons are obviously you're going to have other people dislike you for your selfishness. You're not gonna have many friends. You're not gonna have many other people in your life, and uh, that's a big con for some people, I guess. That you're not gonna actually gravitate. People aren't gonna gravitate towards you, or the people that do gravitate towards you don't want the same things that you want for yourself. Um, and then you have, another pro of being selfish. Like, you do actually come in contact with other people that want the same things as you, and um, you're more likely to get what you want, um, being selfish, because you're thinking about yourself, blah blah blah, whatever. Anyways, so those are, like, I think, the most basic pros and cons for selfishness. Now, selflessness, the other one where you're like giving and stuff. So the pros of that are also the same. It's you are happy. You are happy, in a different sense. Like, giving it makes you happy, yes, but in a sense, you're giving is making you happy, and doing for others is making you happy. Yes, it definitely, depending on the type of person you are, but it definitely makes you feel good. That's a pro. But one of the cons of that is it also makes you sad. That people take advantage of you, people walk all over you. You aren't you aren't technically taking care of yourself. You're there's a lot more cons with selflessness. Not to say that that you shouldn't, but I feel like, as if you're gonna be selfless with a certain edge, because you can't you can't give yourself away to you can't give your full self away to everybody. Not everybody deserves that part of you. So, once again, like, you have to have a little bit of selfishness. So, uh, oh, okay. So, so yeah. So the so those are the pros and the cons. So, what is it that you guys pretty much prefer? Do you prefer being selfish over being selfless? Like, what are some of the things that you think, like what are some of the things that you would see as, like, pros and cons of the two? And then also, um have you ever been called either or? Like, have people ever called you selfish or selfless or something like that? See, like, I've been called selfish a lot, but not many people say, "Oh, Jazz, you're so selfless. Like, you're so giving. You're so." No, they would rather point out the negatives, right? Um, which, once again, like I said, selfishness technically not a negative, but some people appear like think it is like a negative trait, and it's technically not a negative trait. It's just you taking care of yourself, your needs, and that is not a selfish thing. That's part of life. You should be taking care of your own needs. But yeah, so whatever. But yeah, so yeah, so what if people said to you about, like, what's it called? Oh, and and I know I told you guys in a couple episodes ago that I was going to be changing into a podcast, blah blah blah. Well, hmm, hmm, don't know how that's going to work if I'm not trying to work with certain people. But if you guys know of somebody who does podcasts, or if you are somebody who works with YouTube people or podcasts or a creator like that, reach out to me. I'm willing to work. You have to be in Florida, South Florida, obviously. But I'm willing to work with somebody regarding my podcast or whatever this is. Vlog, podcast, whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm willing to work with somebody to get it. So, oh boy, okay. I'm trying to get comfortable here. So I'm willing to work with somebody that wants to, or sees that I'm willing to create something better than, or not better, but something great or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, definitely reach out to me, and yeah, we could talk. So um, what was I saying? Yeah, so yeah, definitely let me know what your pros, cons of selfishness, times that you think like, or you've had people be selfless or selfish to you, blah blah blah, whatever. Um, Also, um, like, can can one selfless person live with another, with like opposite, like they're opposite, the opposite a selfish person? Can those two people coexist together? I think it's possible, like if somebody was selfish, but I don't think the selfless person would be, I don't know, the selfless person wouldn't be as happy because, you know, they they are giving while the selfish person is probably more focused on themselves. So it's like, hmm, I don't know. It wouldn't, it would work, but in a sense where the selfless person would have to be really rely on their own happiness to, like when they're giving. Like if they were happy giving and they didn't need anything else in return, like I guess true selflessness, um, then it would be a happy relationship because, you know, they they don't focus on themselves. They're focused on other people. And the selfish person is more so focused on themselves. So technically like they they they're not even worried about what the selfless person's doing. They're more focused on themselves. So in a sense it would work, but what how does one how does a household come to that decision? Like, who decides to be selfless and who decides to be selfish? Do you think men should be more selfish or women should be more selfish? Or should men be more selfless or women be more selfless? Hmm. I'll say, I will say, I will say that me in general, I think I'm both, like I said. I'm very giving at times and then very selfish at times. But all in all, I'm technically deep down always thinking about like self, like focus on like myself. Because if you don't have control over yourself, which I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but if you don't have control over yourself, you will you can't control anybody else anyway. There's no way to control anybody else. So, the only person you have control over is your motherfucking self. So, who should you be focused on? Who should you really be focused on? Your motherfucking self. There's no way I can control what somebody else is feeling or whatever. So it's more important to think about your motherfucking self. So I don't know. But yeah. Um, but for sure, like, let me know what you think. I think that, I think that, I think, I don't remember if I said this before, but I think I have, like, a long time ago in the past, and I was like, I feel like as if, people would be more happier if they were a little bit more selfish. Like, not really focus on what's going on in the world. Like, because the world is, like I said, the world is going to do what the world does. And honestly, there are some really selfish motherfuckers out there who are really being selfish. And the only thing they have on their mind is how to get more of everything and how to take from others. Now, that's a whole different type of selfish, because you you can be selfish and in a sense where you want to help others because it pleases you, right? But at the same time, you are doing it because it pleases you, not because it's pleasing the other person, if that makes sense. I guess. I don't know. Maybe. But, oh, oh, maybe. I mean, maybe that's still a form of selflessness. I don't know. I don't think so, but whatever. Anyways, uh, yeah. So, I guess I will let you guys go for now. Just, let me know. Definitely if you're a producer or something along those lines, reach out to me. You can hit me up on, Snap. I put my Snap in one of these before, but, shoot, I don't want to contemplating putting my email. I don't want to get a bunch of random ass emails. But, well, fuck it. Everybody's got to have at least a burner email, which means you get all your junk mail through there, like all the stupid shit, like all that stupid shit that you don't even worry about. And then, like, a business email, which I do. I have a business email, which I'm not going to post on here because I need it for business. And then, fucking, a third email, which is for, like, more important shit, like, stuff that you want right away, like about this money situation. I'm trying to wait on that email to get that money, so, or that money coming in or whatever. So, yeah, so basically, like, those are the main like three emails. Normally you should have like three emails or something like that, or a couple, maybe even more, maybe more than one junk email or whatever. So I'll put my junk email on here. If you guys start sending me random ass messages, and I don't respond to them, it's probably because I just deleted your email. But I want real inquiries of, production people that are into production, specifically ones that work with YouTube. If you do work with YouTube or whatever, or have done podcasts in the past or something like that, then reach out to me. Reach out to me. Anyways, I love you guys. So, the same mantras as always. Spread love. Think for yourself. Live free. Love hard. But don't be foolish. And have faith. Bye. Love you guys.